that. Didn't realize there's so
So
many.
you must like soccer then. Why are you ripping it so
Ted
much?
Lasso was a great show. A little insight into soccer. It was about the characters, not so much the soccer game.
So over the weekend, you probably saw what happened with Wake Forest and Duke when they rushed the court after the upset. Player gets hurt for Duke. Now you're hearing all kinds of conversation on court storming. Should it be banned? I mean, this has been a tradition for many, many years, both in basketball and in football. And now there is a lot of talk on how to stop it, how to contain it. Because storming the court is not. It's a way for fans to have fun at a big upset, try to get on SportsCenter, try to get on social media. I mean, and it happens in both sports. And is there a way ultimately for the school to protect not only its players, but the opposing ones, the officials, and the fans that storm? So how to stop college basketball court storming? What can be done? Now, Jay Billis today on First Take thought, he said player safety is number one, but he feels that maybe a forfeit by the team. Now, Greg Burns from Alabama came out this afternoon, agreed, not with Jay Billis, but with something similar, that if there is a forfeit, or if you get the fan base knowing that there could be a forfeit, you're going to lose a game, which could, really make a difference. So, what if the home team had to forfeit the game?
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the field or the court was stormed.
Yeah.
But they need to figure something out here. They got to figure out control. I don't think it's security. I mean, security can only do so much. Sure. You can only hire so many people to be out there. But ultimately, if you could lose a game, well, I mean, I don't know if I'd be in favor of that. But if I'm a college kid, I could care less if they lose a game. Seriously, those kids are just trying to get on. They want to be on the court.
Yeah, they want to share the excitement.
It's a tradition.
Yeah, I think that you mentioned security, rope off the section or area, or whatever. Not going to do nothing whatsoever. But I'd say that would get, as a college student, that would get my attention. That, hey, look, they could forfeit, and if it's that game where you have the big upset, and you don't get the upset because it's forfeit because you stormed the court, then it's on those students to go, look, you guys blew it. Our team just won. They beat a number 2 ranked team. We're unranked. Maybe like kind of the scenario. If Washington State the other night is in the top 10, and ASU beats them over there at Desert Financial, and those fans come storming on, they go, look, if you storm, we're going to take it's a forfeit, and Wazoo's going to get the victory. I'd go, whoa, I'm not going anywhere because I don't want to see that victory negated.
Wait, time out. Is it a forfeit of that particular game?
I think
it's a forfeit of an upcoming game or a loss in your column.
You want to put some teeth into this bad boy?
You take that game away.
That game away.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you not go, look, folks, if you storm the court, and I would, if I'm the PA announcer, and this thing is coming down wire, we just remind everybody do not storm the court, because if you do, this win will be negated by a loss.
Okay, so that takes care of maybe the fan base, right?
Okay.
But I think you need to take care of the administration too. I think you could go one step further. You take away a home game. Then it hits your pocket. The $200,000 fine, all that stuff, that's no big deal. Those SEC schools get, I mean, there's 2 or 3 a year.
Yes.
But it's like, all right, 100,000 first time, 200 next time, 300. They got the money.
How are they going to, the administration, they've got all this security. I think they control it because they're going to still get overrun. The rope, security. I mean, they can't go out there themselves, administration, unless you hire another 200 security personnel put around it.
Just for one night?
For one night. That doesn't make sense. So I think that if you're going to put some teeth into this bad boy, I feel it's got to be that game. So you take that away from it and say, okay, if you come, just be forewarned. This might look all well and good on TV, but you're going to lose that game. And that time, some of those games could decide a conference championship.
That's correct.
Could decide a seeding or anything of that nature. And if I'm a fan, I'm like, I'm not going down. I'm just going to cheer from here. I'll be good.
You're half in the bag. You've been drinking.
Yep.
No, you're rushing that court, that field. You don't care about they lost the game. Plus, a lot of these kids don't even pay attention. They don't listen to Roc and Manuch or GB. They don't know the rules.
The PA announcer can make that announcement several times during the game, is what I'm saying.
Fair. There's also it could be on your ticket too. I mean, what they could do all kinds of things. I don't think it's going to stop.
I don't
think there's anything you really do.
Yeah, because you get that many people coming at you, and I think even if you mention that, and there's, let's say, a handful that come on the court. What do you designate as
10 or more? You lose a game.
We got 50 more or whatever. Or at the very end, if you rope everything off and everybody understands, look, you can storm the court after the opposing team and the home team are off the court. Okay, everybody clear? Administration, officials, everybody good? And you could drop the ropes and let them have at it.
I don't think the ropes do matter, but
that doesn't.
But
matter.
I mean,
it's just how the sport is. You're so close. Let's it's even bigger in high school.
What?
In high school, you see it in high school more than you see it in college. An upset in high school basketball.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you see,
there was a kid in Arizona many years ago that was half paralyzed because they stormed the court.
Sure, got hit.
I mean, they don't have the means for security.
I don't know. I think the thing with taking away that game as a forfeit, it's got to have the most meat into it or more teeth into it than I can think of. That would really go, okay, we just won, but we lost because you knuckleheads are storming the court. Where are you at now? Okay,
Manuch,
and
I got a question for you then.
That would get their attention.
I got a question for you then. Where are you doing the show today?
At CAZ Sports Bar?
Yeah, you tell Casey that he has to make a decision on whether or not to cash out a bet for a win or a loss if a team forfeits a game that they actually won on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's till the final scenario's in. Yeah, I guess the NCAA probably wouldn't allow. I don't know.
Hey, we're going to talk about the NCAA a little bit later on how they're they're going to be out of business here.
They're mounting losses.
I did a game on television. In fact, it was a Raycom game, and I did it with Wimp Sanderson, the former basketball coach in Alabama.
Wow.
We did. Thank you. And we shut the hell up, Shu. So here's the thing. So we did the game, and it was at Virginia Tech against Louisville. Louisville was a top 5 team at the time. Place is jammed, going nuts. Virginia Tech wins the game with a buzzer beater. We're sitting courtside, and at Virginia Tech, it's elevated there where the seats are. I mean, they came over that elevation and onto the top of us. I grabbed Wimp Sanderson by the arm and pulled him under the press table there, and I thought his eyes were going to fly out of his head. I really did. He was scared to death. So you can imagine, and I was too, you can imagine what it's like if you're a player and you happen to be out there on the court and all of a sudden all these people come charging at you.
Well, to your point, the one kid you're talking about, Rock, he fell to the ground. He got stepped on, and that's what happened. He broke his vertebrae or neck, and he got stepped on.
Exactly. I just remember something.
That mass, if somebody falls,
yeah,
and those people are going, I mean, you talk about trampling or getting injured even more so.
I mean, there are coaches that they'll remove their starters, even send them to the locker room when they know a game is out of hand and it's an upset and that can happen. But you can't, I don't know how you can be ready for a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
No, you can't. You can't.
And I don't know. I mean, we could be at a Suns game and it's easy. You could storm the court pretty easily.
I think as long as if you laid consequences out there, it'd still be hard to stop no matter what. And to your point, Rock, these college kids, they don't care. You got the money, but there's got to be something more there. And maybe you take take your rivalries game away the following year. Both games are on the road. Like K-State, I thought Coach Tang did a great job when they beat KU, but he had a forewarning. He said, guys, game was in the hand. Do not storm the court.
And they didn't.
And they didn't.
Right.
And then they came down, but they didn't go onto the court. They were all excited. But at that point, if you storm the court on anything, we're going to take a rivalry home game away from you or something that's got some merit to it to get their attention.
Shu, I thought you made
money.
I thought you made a great point about all the wagering and how they would handle that.
Wow.
Is right.
I mean, let's say you have a ticket for a team's win total in college basketball.
Yeah.
You watch them win the game that gets the over for their win total, but because their fans storm the court, you can't cash that bet. I mean, that's just a liability nightmare for these sports books. Now, maybe in college, it's not that big of a deal, but I just think about this, like the NFL, the MLB, these leagues are in bed with these gambling companies.
Yep.
Like they could never have a policy like this. They could never legislate this kind of stuff because you're dealing with people's money and it just becomes a nightmare situation to deal with.
Well, not even that, Stu. Imagine Air Force. Air Force upset New Mexico. They were like plus 1,000 or something like that. Imagine having a bet on Air Force and it gets voided because they storm the court
Yeah.
and the game
Oh
is
my
a
gosh.
forfeit.
Guys, it
Wow.
could easily happen. They
I-
could.
Yeah.
I know you guys say, "Oh, that'll never happen," but if people are getting hurt,
That has to change.
it has to change.
Yeah.
Shu always uses this term workshopping. Workshopping is when you're kind